Hey everybody, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome to Against the Public for June 5th. I'm Dana Lane. Today we're going to go through my top 3 Major League Baseball plays, free plays for Wednesday's card. And of course we'll wrap it up with our Wednesday betting tip. And today we'll focus on each individual division in Major League Baseball and which teams are the best against those divisions. After the show, please go to Pickdawgz.com where I'll have my premium Major League Baseball plays loaded up. You can get an individual play or, of course, the 3-pack for just $49.99. The individual plays and the 3-pack all come with our Pickdawgz win guarantee. And, of course, there's only one way to jump on every play that I release, whether it's a Major League Baseball or the entire length of the National Hockey League Stanley Cup Finals or the NBA Finals, and that's to become an all-access member, and you could do that for the next 30 days for less than $11 a day, the next 90 days for less than $10 a day, or better yet, guys, best offer I got on the board. Get on board for the next year for just $3.56 a day. And you get every play from now until this time next year for basically a cup of coffee. Less than a cup of coffee around here, that's for sure. However you do it, please make sure that you get involved. Thank you to everybody who did this week. And it's the first week of the month, so once again, I just want to remind you, I've prorated all my season passes, including my Major League Baseball season pass. I prorated the NBA Finals. I have an NBA Finals pass. I also have a National Hockey League Stanley Cup Final pass that you can get involved with as well. And here's just an example, guys. All access customers, we've been smashing books, including in the National Hockey League. 8-2 run in the NHL in the postseason. There's no other reason to not get involved or something like that. That's the reason to get involved with the NHL Stanley Cup package. 8-2 run heading into the last 5 to 7 games of the season. And of course, 59% winners in the National Hockey League over the last 30 days. Absolutely been smashing the National Hockey League. So please make sure you get involved. Bet hockey normally. It's okay. It doesn't matter where the money comes from as long as it does. And remember, guys, we're building bankroll right now for the National Football League season and college football as well. So let's roll our sleeves up. Let's get to work starting tomorrow. Get over to Pickdawgz.com. Let's get rolling. On to our free plays for Wednesday. We'll start things off 1:35 Eastern Time. 9:01, 9:02 is your rotation numbers. Atlanta Braves against the Boston Red Sox. Sox and Braves minus $1.10 each way. 9 over minus 20. Spencer Schwellenbach against Nick Pivetta. If the Red Sox were as good hitting as they are pitching, they certainly would be closer to the top of the American League East. This series has produced 5 straight under, so that got me rolling in that direction in this one. The Sox is going to face Schwellenbach, who's going to be making his second major league start. Start I've always felt was the strongest for a major league pitcher, and I kind of feel this way about pitching. I feel about this way about guys coming back from injury, especially in the NHL. I always think it's that second game and maybe the third game where they are at their best, and I expect that out of Schwellenbach in this game. His first outing came the 29th of May against the Washington Nationals. He allowed just 5 hits, 3 earned in 5 innings, 7-2 loss to the Nats. He finished his outing with 5 Ks and just 1 walk. Pretty impressive. And to give you an idea of how much the Braves love this 24-year-old, he was 4-1 in high A and double A. So good, he skipped AAA. He had a 1.80 ERA in the minor leagues and then skipped AAA to make his debut. So that gives you an idea of what we're dealing with here, even if you haven't had a chance to see him pitch. And of course, Pivetta is coming off his 3rd quality outing in his last 4 starts. He allowed 2 earned runs and 5 1/3 against the Detroit Tigers in a 5-0 loss. We're going to take the under 9 even money in this one. 4:05 Eastern Time, 9:57, 9:58. New York Mets minus $1.42 on the road. 9 under minus 15 is your total against the Washington Nationals. Luis Severino against Patrick Corbin. We're looking at a total of 9 in this one, and it looks like the public money is all in early on the over. 93% of the cash is coming in on the over. 92% of the tickets is also on the over. We might have to wait a little bit on this one because we might be able to get a little bit better of a number. Severino's 3-2 this season, 3.52 ERA. His last 10 starts, though, he's allowed an average of 2.2 earned runs per start. That's pretty good. It indicates he's getting even stronger. He was just okay in his last outing against the Arizona Diamondbacks, so expect a bounce back effort here. In his 11 starts this season, you could say maybe 4 times, and I kind of use the 3 earned run mark, and if it's on 3, then I'll say, oh, did you allow less hits than innings pitched, or at least even? And as you could say 4 times this year that the 2-time All-Star did not have a great outing, and in all 4 instances he bounced back with a fantastic start in his next outing. His hits to innings ratio is terrific, so he's what we'll want in a play like this. We've been seeing Patrick Corbin heading in the right direction. Horrible start, as we know. In his last 12 innings, Corbin has allowed 5 earned runs. We know Corbin has been hit by the long ball quite a bit this year, but his last outing was his best, where he had 13 swinging strikes. That was his best swinging strike amount since September 11th last year against the Pittsburgh Pirates. So hopefully he is getting stronger. And keep in mind, in that outing against the Pirates, he had 18 swinging strikes, and he never eclipsed 13 at all last year. So he really, if you're using that number as a barometer, he is practically at his best that he's been in a couple seasons. So we're going to go under 9 minus 15. Game number 3, 6:40 Eastern Time, 9:59, 9:60 Los Angeles Dodgers against the Pittsburgh Pirates. Pirates minus $1.28 is your total. James Paxton against Paul Skeens. 8 of the Dodgers' last 9 games have gone under the total. There's a simple reason for that. Los Angeles is averaging just 2.46 runs per game over their last 11 games. That includes a 10 spot in the last game of that series against the New York Mets. That number would be 2.8 runs per game if you threw that out. Paul Skeens, you guys know. I mean, if you follow baseball, you know what's going on with Paul. He has come out as advertised. Made his major league debut 4 starts ago, the number 1 overall pick in 2023. Has 30 Ks and 22 innings pitched. He has allowed just 15 hits, averaged 12.3 Ks per 9 innings. It's been fantastic. The Dodgers were shut down by Jared Jones on Tuesday night. I expect there to be more of the same tonight. Paxton's 5-0 this season, but it has not lasted past the 5th inning. And a little bit of a caveat to that, because in his last start, he was running on 4 days rest. So they limited him to pitching. He had 50 pitches in that game, so just 3 innings, and so they got him out here. So that's, yes, we're looking at that number, but that's kind of the reason for that. Dodgers couldn't get any runs across against Jones, who was also extremely good. A little overshadowed now that Skeens is up, but I expect similar results. I'm going to take the Bucks minus $1.20 in this game. And before we close the show, here's your handicapping tip for Wednesday. And I wanted to do something a little bit simpler, I guess, than what we did yesterday. But tonight we want to focus on teams that are the best wagers against each division. And we'll start things off in the American League East, where the Baltimore Orioles are 12-4 this season against the American League East, plus 5.66 units based upon a 1-unit wager. St. Louis is second, 5-1, 4.34 units, and Kansas City third, 9-7, 3.18. Over the last 3 seasons, this is really significant. This tells you how far the Baltimore Orioles have come. Over the last 3 seasons, Baltimore is 78-65, 13 games over 500 against the American League East, plus 26.54 units won. That is incredible. So if they're only 13 games over and we got almost 27 units in profit, you know that they're winning a bunch as an underdog. American League Central, Yankees are 11-1 against the Central this year. 6.90 units won. Baltimore 11-2 against the Central, 5.31 units won, and Cleveland 10-5, 3.84 units won. Last 3 seasons, interesting. Detroit is 78-67 against the American League Central, plus 20.62 units. They lead the way if you combine the last 3 seasons. They're 10-9 this season against the Central. American League West, Cleveland 16-6, 8.25 units won. Minnesota 10-3, 6.58 units won. And Seattle 12-4, plus 6 units. Last 3 years, And against the American League West, we got to go back to the Baltimore Orioles again, 49-28 against the American League West, plus 19.28 units, 7-5 this year. There's a little bit of a loss. That's because we're not getting those nice plus prices anymore with the Orioles now that the odds makers have caught up with them. But just a little bit of a loss, but still 7-5 against the American League West this year. We switch over to the National League. Against the National League East, believe it or not, the Pittsburgh Pirates this year are 10-7 against the National League East, plus 5.25 units won. The Dodgers 14-4 against the NL East, 4.45 units won, and the Washington Nationals 8-7 plus 3.73 units won. A lot of plus money factored in that 3-year mark. Chicago Cubs 38-38. Talk about plus money. Cubs are 38-38 against the National League East, 5.67 units won. 6-8 this year, but if we lean on recent trends a little bit over the last couple of years, Cubs should pick that pace up as we go along this season. Against the National League Central, Milwaukee this season 16-8 against the Central, 7.44 units won. San Francisco 6-3, 3.43 units won, and Oakland 4-2. Thanks, Pittsburgh, plus 2.41 units. Over the last 3 years against the National League Central, speaking of the Pirates 67-75. Not a great record, plus 8 units. They're 7-7 this year, plus 7 units. So the Pirates get a friendly plus money, and they're taking advantage of that and taking bettors with them. National League West this year, the Phillies are 12-4, 4.36 units won. Yankees 7-2 against the NL West, 4.18 units won, and the Washington Nationals 4-5, but 3.70 units in the positive this year. Over the last 3 years against the National League West, we'll go back to the Washington Nationals. They're 34-39, but massive plus money opportunities. They're plus 14.99 units won, and they're 5 games under 500 to give you an idea how big of an underdog they've been against the National League West. And by the looks of this, we're going to keep looking at the Baltimore Orioles against the American League East, where they've won 55% of their games over the last 3 years. By the way, if you want to break that down even a little bit further, 23.52 units of their 26.54 units won over the last 3 seasons have been when the Baltimore Orioles were an underdog. Maybe something to take with you. They will play their next 6 games against the American League East. If there's anything you'd like me to research, please just drop me a line. You can do so on the YouTube channel. I'll get to it if I have the numbers for sure. I love researching this stuff. And thank you for all the nice comments so far. So that does it for your Wednesday free plays and tip. Now go to pickdawgz.com. Get involved with one of my many available packages, including my all-access pass that gives you every play that I release in every sport for one low price. Okay, here's our Wednesday recap. Atlanta, Boston, under 9, even money. New York Mets, Washington Nationals, under 9, minus 15. And Pittsburgh, minus $1.20. That does it for today's show. Thank you to everybody who continues to watch every day. Hit the like and subscribe button. I appreciate it. I'm Dana Lane for Against the Public. All the best to you and your wagers on Wednesday.